Hey guys, welcome back to the Ocean Man channel. Today we're going to be ranking some Star Wars shows. Now, I recently just finished Star Wars Resistance, and today I'm going to be ranking Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, and talk about some new shows as well. I'm also ranking Star Wars Resistance. Before this video starts, I just want to say sorry if you hear any noise in the background. That's my brothers. And second thing, there's going to be spoilers, alright? So if you haven't seen Clone Wars, if you haven't seen Rebels, if you haven't seen Mandalorian, Resistance doesn't have any too many spoilers, but there's some. If there's spoilers, so if you don't want any of that spoiled, then click off the video. Just leave a like or subscribe or something, and then leave the video. Because I don't want to ruin it for you. I feel like you should watch it for yourself. I really like the shows. They are great if you see them by yourself and you don't know. Because, personally, Clone Wars did kind of ruin Clone Wars a bit for me, but I still enjoyed it. I watched some stuff. It's kind of like Jedi Fallen Order. Like, if you were there when the game first came out on the day, then if you looked on YouTube, then you would have been spoiled already. But, yeah. Anyways, I guess we're going to start off with Clone Wars. Now, Clone Wars was a great TV show. I loved it a lot. I think I would rank Clone Wars my second favorite show. I'll have like a 1 out of 4. So first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. Clone Wars is gonna go for second place. Some of my favorite characters were Captain Rex, Ahsoka Tano. I loved Obi-Wan in there. He was great too. Maul's return was amazing. I love how they did it. The Mandalorian plots were great. General Grievous was an amazing character, and I liked how they show Anakin's dark side. It was really good. Now, I think if anything could have been done better, I don't think there is anything that could have been done better. I liked a lot. Scene 7 was emotional. It was sad. I love the clones. Some of my favorite episodes had clones in them. The clones episodes are them, and you can tell that some of my clone series, the Clone Battalion 617, you can tell that the first episode is based on one of the episodes. I believe it's the one where Jesse, Fives, and Echo are all training, and I forgot the other 4 clones or whatever. And yeah, so Clone Wars I know was a lot of people's favorite because they all grew up with it, and then they just recently ended it. I think my favorite episode has got to be Victory in Death, which is the last episode where Ahsoka and Captain Rex are trying to escape the Dreadnought. Not the Dreadnought. It's called a... We're just going to say Dreadnought because I don't know the name. I'm an idiot. I'm a Star Wars nerd and I don't know the name of that ship. So, yeah, I like that episode a lot. Not just because Darth Vader's in the end and Darth Vader's my favorite character, but because it was really sad. There was Maul in it. He was escaping, and then we get to see Maul later in Rebels, which I'll talk about soon. It was overall just amazing. I liked it a lot. And Anakin, I love the Mortis episodes with the brother, the sister, or the son, the daughter, and the father. They have a great episode, and you get to see them in Rebels also. There's a lot of connections to Rebels and Clone Wars, I feel like, that not many people give too much credit for. And yeah, so basically, I think Clone Wars has got to be one of my favorite shows I've ever seen. And I'm happy that Ahsoka's getting her own show. I would love to see some more stuff about Captain Rex. I mean, I know he was in Rebels, and technically he was in Return of the Jedi. I want to see some more stuff about Captain Rex. Captain Rex was great. I feel like we should have gotten some more stuff for Captain Rex. I'm happy with what we got, but maybe a bit more. But yeah, okay. So. Sorry, I'm just looking at something. Okay, let's see. Let's start with Mandalorian. All right, Mandalorian, the first live-action Star Wars show. Great show overall. I liked it a lot. I'm happy that they did a show about Mandalorians because the Mandalorians were very interesting, and it was very interesting. Mostly because, like, in Clone Wars, you didn't get to see much of them. They were just kind of mysterious. And I really like how the Mandalorians, like, they're all, like, really, really hard to kill and stuff. They're, like, really intelligent. I think one of the biggest things was in the last episode when I forgot the dude's name. I'm a Star Wars nerd. I don't know anybody's name. Okay. I like when he pulls out the dark saber. That's really cool. But I'm having some questions because the last time we saw the dark saber was in Star Wars Rebels, and it was with Bohan, I think her name is. Satine's sister. And that means she was the ruler of Mandalore because Sabine gave it away. But I'm still confused because that doesn't really make sense about how he got the saber unless he fought Mandalore, which would be suicide, honestly, because Mandalore was really powerful. I think one of my favorite characters has got to be Baby Yoda. Obviously, everyone loves Baby Yoda. The Mandalorian himself is pretty cool. I would have liked to see him maybe be someone we already know, but who knows? I'm excited for season 2. We get to see Ahsoka and Boba Fett. That's gonna be amazing. I'm a big Ahsoka fan. I think like if I had to pick my favorite characters, it's gonna be Darth Vader and then Ahsoka. Ahsoka was a great character. Like they built her so great, but right now we're not on Ahsoka. That was the last one. That was the last bit. Ahsoka, not Ahsoka. Sorry, Mandalorian. It was really great. I liked it a lot. I'm excited. It got me excited for the next live action shows like Kenobi, the Boba Fett show, the Ahsoka and Sabine show, the Ezra, the Rebels sequel with Ezra and Thrawn, and we'll talk about that in a second. I'm excited for that. Live action Star Wars is coming really far, and I like how they're doing it. Jon Favreau, we got Jon Favreau, Bryce Dillard Howard or something. I forgot how to say her name. We got Takati Wak. I don't know how to say his name either. We got some great people like Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau. Dave Filoni worked on Rebels. He worked on almost every show. Jon Favreau, of course, he did Marvel movies, and we know how good that turned out, so he's doing a good job. And George Lucas is even taking some of it into his own hands, which is great. Because, honestly, the sequels could have been put into better hands than they did with Kathleen Kennedy. But, yeah. It's not about that. Mandalorian is great. Now, let's move on to Rebels. I loved Rebels so much. I love the era between the Empire and the Rebels. That's why I'm so excited for Star Wars Squadrons. You guys better look out for some gameplay of that, because that game is going to be amazing. That's going to be my Star Wars videos, the online mode. And I'm so excited for that game, but we're not going to do that video now. I'll do another video about how much I love Star Wars Squadrons and when it's coming out. And when we get some more news about it, I'll show my nerdiness on that. But anyways, Star Wars Rebels. It was an amazing show. The first season was a bit slow, but it had to show us some new characters like Kanan, Hera. Speaking of Hera, she's going to be in Star Wars Squadrons, which I'm really excited about. This whole video, you're going to be able to tell I'm such a Star Wars nerd. I love Star Wars. We got Hera, Chopper, Ezra. It was a great show. Season 2. Oh my goodness. Darth Vader, Ahsoka, they get to fight each other. That was just the most amazing fight. It was so sad and so emotional, but it was amazing. One of my favorite fights ever in Star Wars. Season 3. Season 3 was a great season. We get to see Sabine. I'm going to talk about Maul's return in Season 2. Maul's return again. Maul was an amazing character in Rebels. I loved him a lot. He tries to manipulate Ezra to becoming a Sith Lord or something. I think that was really cool. And then he tries to persuade Ezra to become his apprentice and stuff. And then obviously one of the main parts of Season 2, as Kanan becomes blind, Darth Maul slices him right on the face, and Kanan becomes blind. Now, there are some things that could have been fixed about Season 2. I feel like some of the episodes were kind of boring, but I liked it overall. Oh yeah, by the way, Mandalorian is number 1 on my list. I loved Mandalorian a lot. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I'm so confused. I barely planned this out, but I really wanted to make this video. I think I'm going to put Clone Wars at first and The Mandalorian at second. Alright? Rebels is going to be third. I loved Rebels so much. Episode 3, or Season 3, sorry, we got to see Maul died, and we got to see Obi-Wan on Tatooine. This is all taking place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith. I think that was mostly everything that happened. Oh no, season 3 we got introduced to the only Grand Admiral Thrawn. He is one of my favorite characters from that series. Thrawn was an amazing character. He's like so smart. He's intelligent. He knows the rebels' every move before they even make it. The other admirals, they have no idea, but Grand Admiral Thrawn, he's amazing. And then season 4. Season 4 was one of the saddest seasons ever. Watching those episodes made me so sad. Kanan Jarrus' death was heartbreaking because he and Hera had a life together. They were together at the end. They showed their love for each other, but right as they did, Kanan got killed and he sacrificed himself for Ezra, Sabine, Chopper, and Ezra. It was just super sad. And then in the end, when Ezra sacrificed himself to take out Thrawn for Hera, Sabine, Sabine. I'm blanking right now on everyone who was there. Chopper, Captain Rex, like everyone that was on that station, he sacrificed himself for all of them. And yeah, I am really excited for the sequel to that. I want to see Ezra, because Ezra's still alive, and so is Thrawn. Well, Thrawn maybe not so much, but Thrawn and Ezra are supposed to get their own show, maybe. Maybe they'll have to like team up and stuff to fight some ultimate threat. That's supposed to be all connected into the shows, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. Trying to think. There was one more point I wanted to add to Rebels. Palpatine in that episode. Oh my goodness. Palpatine was crazy. I loved him as character. He was so like persuasive, and I actually thought you actually could feel Ezra's sadness, like he wanted to be with his parents again. I think when Ezra goes into like the ultimate dimension, he saves Ahsoka, which is why we get an Ahsoka series, which I think is cool. It's like some weird force, like it's like a force field, like in between time. It's kind of weird, and yeah, I didn't really understand it too much, but I think it's a cool concept. How there's like one big place where the force connects everything. You could hear like scenes from like New Hope. I think there was even some Empire Strikes Back scenes. There's Revenge of the Sith. There's everything. You could hear Qui-Gon. It was amazing. All right, now finally, I just recently finished this show, Star Wars Resistance. I gotta say, some of those episodes were kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie. It was the same thing over and over again. Honestly, I think the most exciting part was Tam turning to the First Order. I honestly think that was the best part of the series. Or Kylo Ren coming in. Kylo Ren was an amazing cameo. I think what they did wrong, I know it's pointed towards kids, but that's what everyone said about Rebels and Clone Wars, and yet they're like some of the highest on my list. Before I go talk about Resistance, I'm just going to point out, Rebels is at 3rd place, right? And Resistance is at 4th place. There's a big gap between them. 4th place I take as a lower standard. 3rd place up is a really high standard. I think Rebels, Clone Wars, and Mandalorian were great. Now Resistance, down at the bottom. It was kind of boring, honestly. The one thing they did wrong, I did not like it at all, was Kaz. Kaz was too clumsy. He was messing around all the time. He was just too clumsy. I didn't like it at all. Not good. And I think what would have pulled the show together at the end is if in season 2, this would have been sad, but if Yeager sacrificed himself to save Kaz so that Kaz became like a resistance fighter, I feel like if they did that, then that show would have been amazing. They could have done season 3. It would have been successful. I think my favorite character from that series was Commander Pyre, which is the golden First Order trooper. He was really cool. Obviously Kylo Ren was in it. That was another amazing part of the show. Overall, gotta say, Star Wars Resistance was not worth watching. I mean, you can watch it if you want. If you want to watch some Star Wars, go ahead, watch it. I personally don't recommend Rebels or Resistance at all. It's really not that good. If you like the sequel trilogy, maybe you'd like it better. I'm not a big fan of the sequels, but If you like the sequels, maybe you'd like it. Star Wars Resistance a bit better than I did, anyways. And so yeah, that's my ranking of list. I'm going to talk about the Lego Star Wars. I don't consider any of that canon. None of that's canon. Yeah, I think that's everything Star Wars related. The shorts, the Star Wars shorts and blips, I don't care about that. Those are just side shows and stuff. Not really big main story shows. The only 4 that I think are canon are Rebels, Clone Wars, Mandalorian, and Resistance. I consider all of them canon. The future of TV show on Star Wars is going to be amazing. We're getting Boba Fett show, and Ahsoka and a Sabine show, which I'm super excited for. We're supposed to be getting a Kenobi show, which, forget I said Kenobi, but he comes in his own little series. The Admiral Thrawn and the Grand Admiral Thrawn and Ezra show, the Rebel sequel, and Mandalorian Season 2. They're all supposed to connect into one universe, which is going to be cool. Like, they all connect somehow, which is why Season 2 Mandalorian, we're getting to see Boba Fett and Ahsoka. And yeah, that'd be really cool to see. Anyways, that's probably going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's video or agreed with any of my decisions, tell me in the comments, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to never miss a video. And yeah, I will see you all later. Bye.